behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client is involved in several community outreach programs. He is the provider to his family, and he has been on GPS pretrial with no violations. I do think that he is going to be a very good probationer. I do this every day, and I do feel that he has the resources and the willpower to do this right.
All right, so why are you stealing?
To be honest with you, Your Honor,
State of Texas versus John Paul Pena. Can I have parties announced for the record? State. Defense.
On behalf, Victoria Cruz on behalf of Raymond Martinez for the defense.
Are you Mr. Pena?
yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any objection to this attorney, Ms. Cruz, standing in for Mr. Martinez? All right, the court will note for the record that the state is in compliance with discovery, and the court is in possession of a discovery and acknowledgement signed on July 30th, 2024. Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes,
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes, ma'am.
You understand you're charged with theft, 2,500 to 30,000 as a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pena, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $2,000 fine. I'm assuming these parentheses mean probated.
Yes, Your Honor.
A $2,000 fine probated. This run concurrent with 713885. State is taking in consideration 715936, 715937, 733879, and 2024 AL 000833. And there's to be restitution of $2,663.70. Who is that restitution to? All right. Any objection to the court writing in that that's to be payable to Home Depot?
No objection from defense.
And will you be able to pay that amount?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years and there be no contact with Home Depot and HEB. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State, any evidence?
No objection from defense.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client is involved in several community outreach programs. He is the provider to his family, and he has been on GPS pretrial with no violations. I do think that he is going to be a very good probationer. I do this every day, and I do feel that he has the resources and the willpower to do this right.
All right, so why are you stealing?
To be honest with you, Your Honor, it was, went through a dark hole for foreclosing on a house.
Mhm.
So I own the property and I foreclosed on my house while I was incarcerated.
Mhm.
So to be honest, that's just kind of, the economy kind of went down, to be honest with you. I have no prior to doing this, it was just something that I did out of spite, thinking I could try to save our family from it.
All right, so committing a crime is never the answer, because then now you have a felony conviction for a theft case.
Yes, ma'am.
And these theft cases are crimes of moral turpitude, and I'm sure your attorney has explained to you that when you have these type of cases, it will impact your ability to obtain employment that requires a license or anything that requires a license. So how many children do you have,
I got 4.
and what are their ages?
I got a 18-year-old, I got a 16-year-old, I got a 12-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
All right, and do they all live with you?
I got 2 of them that do reside with me. I reside with them.
Okay. Any drug issues with you?
No, ma'am.
And are you employed?
I'm actually a subcontractor.
What do you do?
I do remodeling, interior and exterior. I do have a DBA that's registered with the state. I haven't filed for LLC yet.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years, a $2,000 fine that will be probated. This will run concurrent with 713-885. Take in consideration 715-936, 715-937, 733-879, 2024 AL 000833. There's to be restitution of $2,663.70 payable to Home Depot. Why is there no contact with the HEB?
Your Honor, I believe the HEB is a complainant on the misdemeanor case that the state is requesting that we plead to.
All right, and is that a theft case as well?
I believe so.
And what is he alleged to have taken from HEB?
I'm not going to misspeak to the court, Your Honor. I don't know.
All right, what are you alleged to have taken from HEB?
Food items.
Okay, all right, yes, yes. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. So if there's no contact at HEB, then he'll have to do grocery shopping elsewhere. And when we say no contact with HEB, is that going inside the store? Is he able to order online and pick up at curbside, or what? What do we mean by no contact with HEB?
No physically going inside the store.
All right, so you can call HEB on the phone and do curbside pickup, but you're not allowed to enter any HEBs. You understand?
Amen.
Okay. All right, there's to be regular reporting. By Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm sorry, that's 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 hours will be waived once he completes parenting classes. The remaining 100 hours will be waived once he receives his full license for your business. Field visits, one time per month for 3 months. Probation, is there anything else?
So Judge, just to clarify, I have not allowed to enter any HB and no contact with Home Depot. Did you make that one a condition?
Yes, no contact with, I'm sorry, there's to be no contact with Home Depot. So with that one, you cannot do curbside pickup with that one.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document? If I can find it. I am looking for the trial court certification. Counsel, do you know if you?
You had it, Judge.
Oh, thank you. All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
understand it and sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record in this court. In order to be successful in probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court.
Your Honor, he is on GPS. How would Your Honor like to proceed on that?
State, do you have any objection to removal of GPS?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and the court will order removal of GPS.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Hello, how's it going? All right, so if you will, with that one, if you'll turn that into them, I think.
It's a county court case. It's gonna
No, that one's night mag rejection.
second thing.
Okay. Should I take the bottom or does it still need to be signed? No, it's good.
You're welcome.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you may be excused. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Your
you.
Honor.
Yes, ma'am.